time again, that time of the year where everything's a little bit weird. It's gone Christmas. It's Hanukkah still, and also 12 nights. It's a bit of a weird one. It's not quite New Year. It's not quite anything. It's in between this thing and that thing. It's just all over the place, isn't it? All over the place. All over the place. Oh, there's one person there. Hello, one person. Oh, hello, Arafingal. Yes. Thank you. Oh, that's very sweet. May your future be bright as well. But for now, it is time to celebrate the middle of the week, the middle of the year, the end of the year, the beginning of infinity and everything to come. Hello, Philip. And Merry Christmas to you, Fox, and Merry Christmas to you, Arafingal, and Philip too. And Christmas is gone, but there's still another one to come next year, hopefully. Hopefully. It's nearly next year. It's nearly next year. Hopefully next year will come. But at the moment, it's a little bit uncertain because everything is looking rather dumb. And everybody's talking about Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams is a pop star from Britain, and Americans are saying we do not know who he is and why are you trying to shove him down our faces. Down our gullets, in our stomachs. We do not want Robbie Williams. We do not know who he is. Even though they're saying Robbie Williams' name every day. They're going, Robbie Williams means nothing to us. Who is he? If you don't know who he is, then how do you know his name? That's how you become famous, is knowing your name. And you know his name. And you can just look him up, and then you will know who he is. He is a dancing monkey, a dancing chimp. He dances for money, he dances like a pimp. He dances, he's a dancing monkey, and we made him up. We made him up. He doesn't exist. He's a figment of our imagination. They're all going, Robbie Williams isn't real. We think that you're pranking us. Well, they're right. He's not. He doesn't exist. What a silly concept. Ha ha ha. We got you good. Yeah. So there's a dancing chimpy monkeys film coming out, and everyone's saying it's very good. Whoever this person is, wow, why do you want to see that? I don't know, it sounds quite fun. Anyway, there's what else? So that's coming up, really. That's not a general release yet. Mostly because all the Americans are going, what? Who is this? And talking about this dancing chimp. So by the time it comes out properly on the 10th of January, they'll go, I want to see that dancing chimp just so I can say how much I hate it. So good job, PR people. Very good job indeed. Very good job. So everyone, Merry Christmas. Everyone's my Merry Christmas. Not forcing anyone on anyone, no. Everything is good. Dance like the world is ending, which it is. It certainly is. Now, the stars, I was saying I could see all the stars and I could see all the flashing lights. They haven't been out last week because it's been foggy as foggy can be. I just looked out every morning and gone, where is the wood? Where is the road? Where is the outside world? Everything is a dense fog, cloaked in fogginess. And apparently it might snow next week. Oh, snow! Whoa, we didn't have a white Christmas. We might have a white rest of the year. And then we might not know what's going on. We might be like, what? Why did I wish for the snow? I can't escape the snow. We'll just be drenched under. Now, my parents say that in 1963, maybe, and in the 40s sometime, that there was great drifts of snow. The snow lasted for 3 or 4 months. It started and it didn't end. They were like, when will it ever end? Now, I think there was also like early 80s, there was very deep snow, but there hasn't really been snow recently. I think 2010, a little bit of snow, but not much. So I actually would look, I mean, it would be scary to have snow that never ever goes, but snow is very pretty, but it's very cold, but we can make igloos, and at least we'll have water. When the world ends, we will be under the snow. What a way to go. So the snow will be nice, the snow will be cold. Probably. But I've got this blanket here, so I'll be alright as long as I don't leave my room. That's who would want to leave my room. So the beast from the east, did you say? Yes. I can't see what's happening because I've got the camera very far away from me. My eyes are poor in this terrible light. So I'm like, what are people saying? Thank you for the 2 likes, the 2 people that have liked me. That's nice. Anyway, so I don't know what to... I've last 2 years, Psychic Pete has done a prediction of the year, and I haven't done one. Psychic Pete hasn't done one for next year. It's all happening to do, yeah. Every year for the last 2 years, if you look back, I did a prediction for 2023 and a prediction for 2024. The year slipped by because I didn't realise it'd been that long. But the prediction for 2023 was there was going to be a lot of storms, and the prediction for 2024 was there's going to be a lot of storms and aliens. I think that Psychic Pete did a very good job. The aliens haven't actually taken over the world, or have they? Because I don't know about you, but Elon Musk is looking rather odd. Is he an alien? Well, he wants to go to Mars. Why does he want to go to Mars? Why does he look at the stars? Is he wanting to go back to his place of birth in the stars, where it's worth a lot more, like a billion, trillion, billion, zillion, billion. He earns so much. He has got so much. Yes, they don't want him. They sent him here to get rid of him. They do not want him back in space. He's sending everything up. He's sending all of the satellites in space. In about 2014, there was about 2,000 satellites in space. Now there are 6,000, and they're mostly his. That's too many if you ask me. Why? If we look out, all we will see is satellites from Elon Musk. We will not see the stars. We will not see anything but dust from the satellites that have exploded in space. He wants 40,000. That's too many satellites. I would rather see the stars. I don't want to go to Mars. There's nothing there but more dust. There's just a load of dust. Go there if you must, but don't involve us. Anyway, so I don't want to go to Mars. I think it's a silly idea. Even though I'm an Aries, which is the sign of Mars. Ha ha ha! That's where I come from. Elise is from Mars and nobody's from Venus. Because it's very hot. Hi Monica, how are you? Everything's good. Going for gold. Everybody's here. The gang's all here. Yeah. So yeah, what will 2024 bring? It's chaos at the moment in America. Just like everyone's arguing about Robbie Williams, and also everybody's going, whoa, what's going on? Like there's infighting with the people that are going to be in power next year. They're all fighting with each other, and they haven't even got into power yet. What's going on? Now, America is not the centre of the universe, even though apparently Donald Trump. Did you see that? He thought it seems to be that he thought that he was given a private message to Elon Musk where he said, hey, we're missing you at Mar-a-Lago, and please come, and it's the centre of the universe here. He thinks that's the centre of the universe in Florida. Mar-a-Lago, Mar-a-Lago, Mar-a-Lago. It is a place of the dreams or the nightmares. Who knows? Anyway, Mar-a-Lago, and he thought that he was sending a private message, but he was actually broadcasting it to the world. It's like, what? Anyway, he's apparently trying. Bill Gates wants to go to Mar-a-Lago, and also he wants Elon Musk. He's missing Elon Musk. Little boo. It's missing Elon Musk, who he's going to spend New Year's with. So that's nice for him. At least somebody gets something out of this. Nobody else in the world, but those two are going to have a lovely time. A lovely time in Florida. Ah, good for them. Anyway, what is happening? I don't know. It just seems like everybody's gone completely. He's very much like the Trump, isn't he? He's very much like it in that he's got loads of money, and although I don't think Trump has got much money, he likes to spend other people's money, it seems to be. And also, money doesn't, if you've got $2 billion in 1 week, and then it's suddenly 480 million estimated worth, just because you've moved some figures, just because, I mean, it's to do with the stock price, isn't it? He's estimated to be that. Now, if stock prices can go up to 4 billion that quickly, they can plummet to nothing again that quickly. So he is actually worth nothing, because it doesn't exist anyway. It's all figures. It's all made up. It doesn't exist. It's nominal worth. If you go, I can say I'm worth 4 billion. Maybe I am. I'm worth 250 billion trillion. That's how much I'm worth nominally. I can say that. Does it mean it's true? Yes, it does. Because it's all to do with bluster and bluff. Bluffing bluster. That's all it is. It's all made up. Money doesn't exist. I've got a box full of silver coins. And silver coins, right, there was a huge inflationary measure in, I can't remember what it was. One of the South American countries where there was a lot of upheaval. And at one point, you could buy a house with 1 ounce of silver. Now, it's not worth that much generally. And this was in modern times. This was in the last 30 or 40 years. Now, if that is the case, then nothing's worth anything. It's like if you wanted to buy a house outside that area, then an ounce of silver would not buy that. So it's like, goodness me, that's a little bit it made up. You know, what is money? Money is made up. It's like, I'm going to say that this is money, and then it's money. Look at this. Actually, this isn't money. This is what I was using. The reason that I did this broadcast, oh, highfalutin, high and mighty. Last week, I used this, which was like attached to this, which is, it's either a hot shoe or a cold shoe. And then I had this attached to it. I actually had like a little, I can't see it, a ring light that I didn't have on. And it was just sort of slipping. It was slipping. This is more like a sort of human centipede of a bracket thing, really. It's like, that was there, and that had the ring light here, and it was just like tipping over because it's on a little thingy here, and it was just completely awful. Anyway, I can say this is money. It looks like it looks like Wally. Wally and the just cleaning up Earth. Wally, yeah, that's what I made. I made a robot very much like Elon Musk has made a robot. Because apparently those robots that he made that look exactly like iRobot robots, that are scary and you don't want to really mess with, didn't actually, they were serving drinks and dancing and doing stuff. They weren't doing the robot, but they were dancing and having a lovely time. But apparently they weren't actually powered by artificial intelligence. They were just powered by people that were manually setting them from another, so it was like remote control hands rather than actual robot. They still needed people. It's all because I think in the 1700s they used to have automatons, which were very much the same, that they played chess and played the harpsichord. Have I got the harpsichord? Harpsichord. And they played the harpsichord and various other things, but they didn't actually exist. They weren't actually really automaton. They were just people inside. And that's really what they fiddle, bagpipe, kalimba. I can't find it. Oh no, have I got a harpsichord? Anyway, they didn't exist. Goblins, that's not right. Atmosphere, crystal. I think I went the wrong way. That's what it is. Anyway, okay, that's not there. Anyway, turn it back on. Did I go the wrong way? Yes, I did. Anyway, harcourt. So I am an automaton by Elon Musk. I do not exist. I am a figment of his imagination, which isn't very far or big. He imagines a big thing, but he cannot make it because he has no talent. He does not have anything. He just makes it all up and pretends that it's real, and everyone goes along with it. That's my automaton. That wasn't a very good song. None of them are, because I'm just making them up as I go along, which is very much what Elon Musk does. Hey, he doesn't know what's going on. Anyway, AI is not worth anything. I've had another couple of run-ins with AI. I do not want to interact with AI in any way, shape or form, but it keeps popping up. Like there's one on Facebook, like what's it called, Genesis or I don't know what it's called. Anyway, it popped up and it's like, will you ask me a question? I'm like, yes, why do you exist? What's the point of you? So I was typing stuff in, trying to make it shut down and going, AI is it unethical? And it was like, well, you make a very good point. I'm like, yes, I do. So the only time I interact with it on purpose is to tell it that it's unethical and try to make it somehow backdoor stop itself. It's like, I don't think that is a possibility, but maybe it is anyway. But I'm just like, if you're like looking things up on Google, instead of having proper search results now, they have got an AI sort of composite thing at the start of it, and it's unfailingly wrong. Like, I was looking up, because the whole thing about Robbie Williams, Williams, that's not his name, because he doesn't exist, he's a monkey, his CGI monkey, I was pointing out that Mr. Rogers he never got shown over here, but we still had the Tom Hanks biopic of, was it Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood or whatever, we still had it over here, even though nobody had Mr. Rogers over here. We didn't have it any over here. And I looked it up and I was like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't shown. And the AI went, oh, Mr. Rogers was shown. I'm like, so I was like, no, it's not. Because I looked through the actual search results and it said it wasn't. The AI said it was. So I put in the search bar, Mr. Rogers was not shown in the UK. And it came up with, yes! Mr. Rogers was not shown in the UK. It's like, helpful, very helpful. It's all completely wrong. It's all really annoying. So AI's rubbish and nonsense. All right, also, I have just been like typing something because I said Mr. Rogers wasn't shown in the UK, meaning it wasn't shown on any channels in the UK, and I made a video about it, and the person that asked it went, that's not my question. I asked, was it shown in the UK? And I went, I thought I'd answered that. It wasn't shown in the UK. It wasn't on any of the channels in the UK. And he's like, no, what I'm saying was it broadcast in the UK. And I'm going, no, it wasn't. He's like, well, I haven't asked this question right. What I'm asking is, was it actually broadcast on any channels in the UK? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've answered this. It was not broadcast on any channels in the UK. And he's like, that's not what I asked. It's like, that is what you asked. I said it wasn't. He's like, well, it must, wait, you haven't answered it. Was it ever shown in the UK? It's like, no, it wasn't ever shown in the UK. I have answered your question. I just feel like something's missing here. Am I talking to an AI? Actually, maybe that is it. Maybe that was a bot that was somehow talking to me and pretending to be sentient, because I can't think how it's like, how many times do I have to tell you he wasn't shown? Mr. Rogers was not shown on the UK. We did not have his TV show. No. Definitely not. We did have Shari Lewis a long time ago. I don't think she's been shown for a long time, but I think, and Lamb Chop, I remember seeing that. Now, I don't think it's been shown on the television for a long time, but it was on the television at some point, because I have definitely seen it. When I was a small child, I remember seeing it and thinking it was good, and then it wasn't shown anymore, so I don't think it was shown very long. But Sesame Street was definitely shown. So if you ask me something about Sesame Street, it's a stick of butter, a container of milk, and it had the little, yeah, so it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, anyway, we did watch that. I used to be freaked out by the man that used to paint, the silent mime guy that had a big beard, and he used to paint letters on people. I was like, he's scary. He's so scary. I did like the people in the town though, like all the people, the village people. They were the village people like Susan and Gordon and Luis and all of those. And I'm old enough to remember was it Mr. Hopper? That's not his name. Mr. Hooper? The old guy that ran the shop that had sodas. I can't remember. And then he died. And there was a big thing about, oh no, he's dead. Mr. Hooper's dead. What shall we do for the kids? We have to let them know that people have to go. Mr. Hooper has gone. Oh no. And they told Big Bird, and he was very, very sad. And Mr. Hooper was gone. Oh no. And then they didn't have anyone else to replace him. But then Mr. Snuffleupagus came. Snuffleupagus! And nobody could see him. That used to really, really frustrate me. Big Bird was going, I can see Mr. Snuffleupagus, he's my friend. And everyone was like, what on earth are you talking about, Big Bird? And I was like, he's there, he's real. Why don't you believe in Big Bird? It is very, 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 very frustrating. And then in the end, everyone realised that he'd been telling the truth all along. And Big Bird came out and said, Mr. Snuffleupagus is real, and Mr. Snuffleupagus came out as well. Everyone's come out, but Bert and Ernie haven't come out yet. But Mr. Snuffleupagus did. And then everyone knew that they were being horrible to Big Bird all along, and Big Bird had said something true, because it was true. Mr. Snuffleupagus and you. Anyway, that's the only reason I started doing that was because I realised that I hadn't turned this keyboard off. I've turned it off now. Everyone's gone. Everyone's disappeared. Are you still there? Live chat. Oh, disappeared. Cash poor and not spent all of your money. Oh no. Yes, chocolate's nice. I don't know. Wally and Beaver, Elon Musk. I don't know whether people are still talking. Mr. Rogers' neighbourhood. Oh, is it in Canada? All right. Oh, Mr. Rogers, still here. Everyone's here. Gone beyond. You've all gone beyond. But I don't know. I remember going to school and doing the ABC song. And now I know my ABCs. Next time, won't you play with me? But LMNOP. Apparently, they don't do LMNOP anymore. They do LMNOP. So that they don't go LMNOP, because it's like, oh, well, children won't know, they're all different letters. It's like, children did know that they were different letters, but I did get told off because it's not Z, it's Z. It's like, I know it's not. I wanted to go on Sesame Street and tell them that. Hey, Sesame Street people, did you know it's Z? That wouldn't have gone down well, them being Americans, and Americans don't like it when you tell them off. If my Americans in the audience, I'm sure you can agree with me don't like it. You might not have heard of Robbie Williams, but he is a global superstar that we made up that sold 75 to 77, depending on where you look, million albums worldwide, which is more than Tina Turner. So that's quite a lot, slightly less than Ariana Grande. And he sold more singles than Paul Simon. What? Well, that monkey sure is big. Yes, as a Canadian. Sesame Street, Z. Yes, exactly. Z, 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 Z. Yes. But, we know that it's not Z. But we know that Americans think it is. So we will indulge them in that. It's Z to you, and that's good enough for us. It's Z for us, but don't come at us. That's it, though. It's not just Americans that go, British people are wrong. It's not British people that go, oh, Americans are wrong. It's a regional thing. It's like my accent. I've often said things that people from slightly different areas of the country have gone, that's not how you say it. That's not how we say it. It's like, oh, like the word grant. I say, as in student grant, which you don't get anymore. Like, I've said this before, I was at college with people, and I had a very small student grant. They were phasing them out, but it was like £200 or something, and I was relying on that, and it had gone to the wrong place. I was like, why am I not getting any money? And it turned out that my grant had gone to the wrong campus. So there was 2 campuses, Avenue and a Park, and it had gone to Avenue, and I was at Park. So eventually I got it. But I told my flatmates, my grant hasn't come. And they're like, what are you talking about? Why are you talking about your grandmother? I'm like, what? No, grant. And they're like, oh, grant. But they didn't have grants anyway, because they were all posh rich girls. And I wasn't those things. So I was like, oh, so they took against me. Because I was a povo. And they were rich, and they'd all had ponies and had ballet lessons, and I was the odd person out in that scenario, and they hated me, and it did not end well. And they nearly got expelled for picking on me, until I said, no, don't do that, because I felt so guilty. But now, in retrospect, I wish they'd gone. They were horrible to me. They drove me very hysterical I was. It was so sad. They drove me to despair. And I said, do not get rid of them, please. But the head of the college took special interest and helped me out. So much so that I had an overdraft facility that I'd taken out when I was at sixth form college. And it was supposed to be for 3 years, but because I'd had it before I went to university, it got closed during the summer holidays, and they wanted me to pay back all my overdraft, and I was like, I can't do that. So my the college tutor, because he'd helped me during that very distressing part when I was being picked on, he helped me to make sure that they closed the bank account and didn't charge me. Now I'm thinking maybe they did. But it was like the Midlands Bank, which doesn't exist anymore. So I'm sure that debt has gone. Oh no, it's going to follow me around. It was like 300 quid or something. No, what if that's still current and he didn't actually clear it up and he just said he had? Or maybe he paid it back. That might be anyway, whatever. Very nice of him. Didn't see what that was. That was very nice of him. Live chat. What's it said? The abolished a student grant the year after my first year in 1999. Yes, exactly. They got rid of it, exactly. I did not have any loans, but everyone else, they were doing loans, and everybody else that I knew took out the maximum loan and then spent it all on booze and cigarettes. I wasn't a drinker or a smoker, and I didn't have a grant. I didn't have a loan anyway. I had a minimal grant because my dad was still working when I first started, so I didn't really have the whole thing. He stopped working and I got a slightly bigger grant for the second year, but they'd sort of phased it out by then. But I didn't have a loan, so I was constantly like, I can't afford anything, no. But they had spent all of theirs on terrible stuff and were terribly in debt. It's like my one flatmate, Hannah, had taken it out and invested in it and got all of the all the interest and made money out of it. Now that is sensible. Didn't spend it, she just invested it. That was sensible. Now everybody else spent it and then spent more than they had and then spent a little bit more and then used their overdraft and were so deeply in debt by the end that it was never gonna. But that was before they had as much as they was like, because we could do that because it was the actual degree was free at that point, whereas now you have to spend more money to do that. So a lot more. So I got the university degree free and I didn't have any loans, but I did get a little bit of a grant. So that was gone in no time at all. If I was trying now, I was like, I would be so deeply in debt by the first week that I would never climb out of it. And I don't know how people do it today, but because I didn't take out the loans, I didn't have to pay back the loans, but I did use my overdraft to the full. Obviously, I used my overdraft before I even got to college, so I wasn't exactly not in debt. It's just different debt. It was overdraft debt rather than loans debt. So that took a little while to pay. I didn't actually pay off my overdraft until I'd been working for quite a long time. I was like, because every time it got a little bit more, they'd be like, oh, you can have some more overdraft. I'm like, all right. But then I was working and that what I was earning was never quite paying back. So I was never in credit. So I, for a couple of years, just didn't buy anything, stayed in and was like, and panicking. And eventually got to a stage where I was actually slightly in credit. And at that point I went, sod this, and then I gave up the job. And I haven't been in overdraft since because I haven't had any money to spend. And it seems like since I'm never going to spend it back, let's not do that. So weirdly, I am better off than when I was in actual work for all the full-time work. I'm working now, working hard, but I was in like full-time work, which was ostensibly well paid, but I was so in debt that it was bad. So I'm actually I'm sort of negative. I'm sort of in a status quo of not being rich and not being not rich. I'm just like in the middle. I'm just like, so I'm very blessed in that I spent several years crawling out of a hole and then just sort of lay there going, that's it now. I will not do anything. I will not make it. I'll just be like a state of sort of homeostasis, is it? Where you just like, no, I've got no money, but I haven't got no money. I'm just in a state of, so I was very lucky in a way because anyone after me would have had to spend far more and would never get out of debt ever. So I feel very sorry for the young people of today. It's bad, but oh my goodness me. So that's the way to go. Never spend any money, never have any money. Money is an illusion, it will get you down. If you don't have any money, then you won't have any money. And the money will be absolutely irrelevant because it does not exist. I don't know how to manage actually. Everyone goes, how do you manage? And I'm like, I am actually not sure. I think I just don't exist anymore. That's probably what it is. I am on the floor. Do I earn anything? No. Do I spend anything? No. Do I do anything? No. I am a worm in the ground. That is what I am. So yeah, I don't claim any benefits. I don't know how I am existing at the moment. It's just like, what's going on? I just, when you're thinking life might be an illusion, because it's like, I constantly am scared that I'm going to end up in a cardboard box on the street. And that probably is likely to happen because I am very much like the grasshopper, not the ant. No, what's the Aesop's fable where one of them is saving for the winter and making sure that they're properly, and then the other one is spendthrift. I'm not actually spendthrift, so I'm not the grasshopper or the ant. I'm neither of those things. I'm just the worm. Yes, the other character from that well-known Aesop's fable, the worm that the early bird ate. That's who I am. Everything's gone quiet again. Am I still here? Am I still here? They abolished the student grant. Yes, I'm thinking that I'm not still here because everything's gone and everyone's gone. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you there, and Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Soon it will be Happy New Year. You're still here. Happy New Year! Happy, 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 happy New Year to you. Yes, it is the end of this broadcast. It's the end of the year, so we'll see you next year. Woohoo! See you in 2025. So have a great new year. Celebrate well. Don't do too much. Don't do too little. Don't take any student loans out if you can help it. Just try to get educated for free. Just read the room. Something I can't do, so who knows. Just, yes, I'm at Snooty College, Cambridge, reading the room. Yes, they go on University Challenge. I'm Thicklewhite and I read philosophy. Anyway, bless you. Yeah, good night. Hello. Say bye. Say sa. Happy New Year. Happy in between. Happy Hannukah. Happy Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, I think was the other day. Happy. Joy. See you soon. Bye bye.